Director of Athletic Communications, Jeremy Zalaka, and honored today to speak with the Division II National Coach of the Year, Coach Greg Paradine from men's lacrosse. Coach, why don't you tell us, what did it mean to receive that honor, and what does it say about yourself and your program?
I think it was a huge honor, and it was, for me, it was just kind of a recognition of all those guys who came and started the program and took a chance to come to LR school up in the foothills of North Carolina, which is not a typical lacrosse hotbed, and came and built the program year by year and step by step. And, it was just really a culmination of that, I think recognition of those guys and the hard work that they've put in, and then last year's team, which was a really special team.
Now, you've been able to build this program from the ground up, and now you're at the point where you're one of the predominant lacrosse teams in all of Division II. What does that mean to kind of see the progression from a startup to a national contender?
Yeah, I'd say it's a little daunting, actually, because we told our guys this year, in the past, we've always kind of been the hunter. We've been that team that's trying to get to a certain place, and now we're kind of in the progression of our program where everybody that we play, we're going to get their best effort. We're kind of the hunted, and that's a different position to be in. It's the first time in the 9-year history of the program that we've been in that position. So it's going to be interesting to see how our guys react to it. But it's a great challenge, and I'm looking forward to putting before our guys. We've got a great schedule, and we're going to get everyone's best effort, and that's where that's where you want to be. I think that's when you've arrived as a program, when you're going to get everybody's best effort.
Obviously, 2018 was a pretty special season for you and your program. Why don't you just take us through some of the high points, some of the most memorable moments from that season?
Yeah, I think it started off with our win against Limestone and knocking off the defending national champs, and that was a team who had pretty much dominated us, all in 7 previous tries. So that was special. And then, a couple of weeks later, I think even the game that really springboarded us was our Seton Hill game that we won in double overtime. And I think that was the game that really led our guys to believe that we could play with anybody in the country and could compete for a national championship. And that's really what it's all about is believing and then, seeing the fruits of that labor. Now,
obviously, we move on, and 2019 is approaching pretty quickly. What are you looking forward for your team and your program for this upcoming season, which kicks off here in a couple of weeks probably?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing is going to be early on in the season, just we have new roles to define. We got to replace Ryan Crompton in goal, who was basically a 4-year starter. Shane, we got to replace Shane, our face-off guy, who was a 4-year face-off guy. Colin Lett, who was a first-team All-American. Ben Cargan, who was a second-team All-American. So we've got a lot of holes to fill at key positions. And leadership, all those guys held, big leadership positions on our team. So that's going to be, I think, something that we really got to figure out early. But we're actually going to scrimmage Furman on the 19th of January. We're going to scrimmage Mercer on the 26th of January, and then we have Mount Olive on February 2nd. So hopefully by the time we open up with Limestone here on February 9th, we'll know a lot more about our guys. But I'm excited. We've got a lot of talent. We've got a great freshman class. Eric Dickinson was a first-team All-American returning. Joe Budio was All-American returning. So it's going to be an exciting season, and we're going to get after it.
You didn't exactly take it easy on your schedule this upcoming season. Why don't you take us through some of the key games? And I know every game probably at this point and where you're at is a big game for you, but tell us a little bit about your schedule for this year and what to expect in that aspect.
Yeah, we want to play the best teams in the country, and I think if you want to get to the NCAA tournament, strength of schedule is critical. And so our first 5 games, I think we got Limestone, Florida Tech, Belmont Abbey, Wingate, and did I say Tampa? I think, and Tampa. So we've got right out of the gate, the first 5 games, we're going to know a lot about who we are. And then, once we get in our conference, we got a conference getting better year by year. And then later on in the season, we go up to Mercyhurst, who's a top 10 team. So we want to play the best in the country and test ourselves, because that's if you want to compete for a national championship, you have to play those teams. And we feel like we're at the point in our program where we should be going to the NCAAs, competing for SAC championships, and being one of the. This year the tournament opens up from 8 teams to 12, so it's going to be a big challenge. I told our guys last year with our schedule last year that we had the team to take on that schedule. I feel the same with this guy. This year's team is we've got the ability and talent and depth to really go after this year's schedule. We're looking forward to the 2019 season here starting off, and appreciate you taking some time. All right, thanks.